Okay, good day everyone. Before we will start, let me introduce first myself. I am Miss Cyndy Lungay. I'm from Dawis and I am teaching in Candabong National High School and Bohol, and I am handling TLE major in food tech. So I am not very major in food tech. My topic is all about the stages of values formation. The objectives of the topic are the following. A. To define values formation. Letter B. To identify the stages of values formation. And letter C. To explain the role of the parents in values formation. So what is values? Values came from the Latin word valere, which means strong and vigorous. It is a personal belief about the worth of a given idea, attitude, or object that influence behavior. Ideals, beliefs, modes of conduct, or goals that are highly prized or preferred by individuals, groups, or society pattern and form their basic guiding principles. Values are the foundation of all human organization and undertakings. This could be the major reason why all men are concerned and often deeply concerned with values. A complete and deep understanding of values will help to fully understand what experience is all about. This sort of knowledge furnished people with better understanding of human person and life in its fullness. Human beings continuously seek the values which he or she considers most important. These values, in turn, from the individual's attitude, influence their thinking pattern and from their basic guiding principles. So there are three dimensions of values. First, we have cognitive. It means mental understanding and readiness. So we must understand the value we want to acquire. And next, we have affective. This means experience towards something, so it's more on your feelings. And number three, we have the behavioral. It means living by that value. There are two types of values. First, we have intrinsic values. These values are related with goals of life. They are sometimes known as ultimate and transcendent values. They determine the schemata of human rights and duties of human virtues. In the hierarchy of values, they occupy the highest place and superior to all other values in life. Second, we have instrumental values. These values come from after intrinsic values in the scheme of graduation of values. These values are means to achieve goals of life. They are also known as incidental or proximate values. Okay, the three stages of values formation are following. First, we have the preconditional stage or the childhood stage. So in this phase, wherein children comply with the values of those who exert power in them, like parents, teachers, or religious figures. So in this stage, we are like sponges, absorbing everything around us and accepting much of it as true, most especially when it comes to our parents. For example, you are training a child the value of respect, like kissing the hands of the elders. So, mao po ni siya iyahang ma-absorb as sakto as a way of respect to the elders until mo adult siya. So, he or she will practice it until adulthood stage and even passes it to the next generation. Okay, next we have the conventional stage or the youth stage. During this stage, adolescents identify with their peers, idols, and teachers due to interpersonal communication. Okay, in this stage, some teenagers want to understand who he is. He is concerned about being accepted by others, especially by his peers or barkada. So this is also called as group-centered stage. By going through various modes of experiences, the child develops a self-image and discovers himself. It is therefore very important that parents give their children enough freedom to make choices, experience new things, and systematize what they hold to be good and true. In this stage, A person's moral reasoning involves maintaining the expectations of one's family, peer group, or gang for one's sake, regardless of the immediate consequences, and a desire to respect, maintain, support, and justify the existing social order. Okay, next we have the post-conventional stage or the adulthood stage. This stage, the people internalize the values they have imbibed in the first two stages without fear. In this stage, a person reasons according to moral values and principles which are valid and applicable apart from the authority of the groups. Moral reasoning becomes more comprehensive, reflects universal principles, and is based on internalized rules. Social orientation in this stage is social contract and principled conscience. Formation and inculcation of values. Values are not genetically transferred and transmitted. They are culturally shared and communicated with others. We cannot teach values like a subject, but we can form and transmit them. Values formation is the confluence of our personal experiences and particular culture we are entwined in. Values are imposed from our family in childhood and reinforced through culture and life experiences. This is identical with those of moral development because man's sense of morality is colored by his cultural sense of what is right, moral, or virtuous. Man's conscience and morality are dependent on the accepted standards and values of society. I have here a short video on what to teach to our children in promoting values in life. So please watch this short video. So the video shows that teaching the child the value of kindness, faith, courage, resilience, integrity, generosity, politeness, gratitude, and effort help him launch into a bigger, more complex environment. The parents are the primary influence in molding children's values, norms, attitudes, and standards of right or wrong. Children who spend most of their growing years in an intact family structure generally receive more and better guidance and attention that protect them from engaging in socially unwanted and negative behavior such as smoking, drug use, drinking, or engaging in commercial or premarital sex. So therefore, it is the family that prepares a child for life in the adult world. In all stages, most importantly in stages 1 and 2, parents must always be around to guide their children. It is not sound to leave everything to the educational institution. The best example for this is this time of pandemic in which parents serves as the teacher of their own children. Yes, it is true that we parents serves as the first teacher of our children. Teaches not only the lessons on their module but also teaches the values to be morally upright individual. The transmission and adaptation of values begins at home and at school. And another element which is also important is this mass media, which also plays the big role in developing the values. How to help children form values? Encourage children to make more choices and to make them freely. Help them discover alternatives when faced with choices. Help children weigh alternatives thoughtfully, reflecting on the consequences of each. Encourage children to consider what is that they prize and cherish. Encourage them to act, behave, and live in accordance with their choices. 6. Give them opportunities to affirm their choices. And last, help them to be aware of repeated behaviors or patterns in their lives. Let me end my report with this saying by Laila Gifty Akita. Life is in different stages. Every stage of life is the foundation for the next stage. Every stage of life must be fully lived.